But here's the biggest evidence, the next fact, their lives were changed. Why were their lives changed? Because they really believed the previous point. So
They actually saw Jesus.
That's the one where Bart Ehrman says, why wouldn't I proclaim this? It's a proven fact of history.
All right, the sixth fact is the disciples were transformed from doubters to bold proclaimers of Jesus' resurrection.
Yep, so what did they do? They leave their business? Yep. They go back to it? Not that we know of. Families, they pretty much left their families for now. How do you know they were willing to die? Well, because a lot of people say, well, how do you know what was in their minds? I'm not trying to prove what was in their minds. I'm just saying, why do they walk into the lion's den time and time and time and time again? And some of them did die for their faith, but all I have to show is that they were willing to die. That's how thoroughly they were transformed.
Fact number 7, the resurrection was the central message that they all preached.
That's correct. In other words, those who died and all who were willing to die, they were willing to die for the fact that they weren't dying for a periphery fact. They were dying for the fact that was right at the center. So you've got to go for the jugular, not for, oh, my finger's bleeding. You've got to get a tourniquet on there and stop the bleed that's going to kill you. You have to go after the center, and that's this. And by the way, on those last two together, someone's going to say, oh, come on. Times past when you could use died for their faith arguments, because every day in the world people die for their political or religious views. I'll say, look, here's the difference. When Christians, missionaries die, or missionaries from other religions die on the mission field, when they willingly give their lives, we say that when someone willingly dies, that means they believe the message. Could be wrong, but they believed the message. Here's the difference with the disciples. They believe their message. Okay, good. But what's different for them? They're the ones who said they saw the risen Jesus. So when the disciples die for the message, they're dying for their belief that they saw the risen Jesus. How do you get that? Because it's central. It was there from the beginning. If they die, and I know whether I saw Jesus or not, I mean, at least I'm the best person to ask. And so my death for that, or willing to die for that, is an argument for resurrection.